Okay, so this is a follow-up video to my original Tascam 1608 initial impressions video. It's been a few months, and I've been using this interface pretty consistently, and I've got some follow-up impressions about it, and I just want to kind of go over that with you guys. So the main thing is that this device does exactly what 99% of people need it to do. It puts out, it allows you to record multiple channels. It outputs very clean, consistent sound to your DAW over USB. There's not a lot of bells and whistles with the unit, so there's not a lot of stuff that can really go wrong. Once you get it set up with the software that Tascam supports with it, then you're pretty much good to go. That being said, after using the 1641, there's a few things that kind of bother me that are not the end of the world. They're just kind of annoyances with this particular unit. The main gripe I have is that unless you're using the software with this unit, meaning unless the device is actually connected to a computer and the Tascam settings panel is actually running, you will only have usage of these first 8 channels. If you plug in headphones and turn on this device and it's not plugged into a computer, you're only going to hear the stuff that's plugged into these 8 channels. Anything plugged into 9 and 10 through up until 16, it just doesn't work. The channels are not active, which I don't really understand why that is, but it's something that's handled in the software. They just, unless it's communicating with the software on the computer, those channels don't work. So, and it's kind of annoying because with my 1641, I don't always keep this or my 1641 connected to a computer. My computer is over there, and it's a big MacBook Pro 15-inch, which is just too heavy to be moving around. So a lot of times, I just don't have it connected. And I like to be able to connect my phone through 9 and 10 and just kind of play along the music every once in a while. And I can't do that unless it's connected. So the compromise is a really long USB cable going over to that mess over there, and to a hub, and launching the software before I play. I normally play with headphones on, so I can kind of protect my ears a little bit with these and hear a better, cleaner sound through the mics versus just the sound of the room. So that's my main gripe. The dependence of the software. Even though Tascam says that you don't need the software, it's only half true. You don't need the software for limited functionality, but you need the software for full functionality. The other little gripes are the lack of the mix knob that it was on my 1641, the thing that I was actually really concerned about. The software does handle that, and it works, but it's not nearly as intuitive as the 1641, where with the 1641, it was just a matter of just making that adjustment really quick, so I can either lower the sound of the drums when I was tracking, or lower or raise the sound of the drums versus the backing tracks. So that's all handled in the software, and it works it works well enough. And speaking of the software, so this is not this computer right here is just a Chromebook. All it's doing is using the Google Remote Desktop software to mirror my Mac screen. I found this is actually a really good compromise for for controlling logic while I'm tracking, and not having to move my computer over here. So my battery's about to die, so I'm going to get through this as fast as I can. So the software here is this Tascam settings panel. It's got this completely useless mixer panel, which, you can You can use it if you want, but if you're going into a DAW, I really don't see the point. It seems kind of overkill to me. It's got this interface tab, which it's got one setting, and the rest of the stuff is just kind of telling you what what the status is. You got your software version, firmware, model, sample rate, and stuff like that. It's got, I don't know what the setting does. I think I read it in the manual once, but I forgot, so I never use it, or I never even I've toggled it on and off. I can't tell the difference. And then you've got this weird routing bus setting. Unless you go in here out of the box, if you don't come into this and actually click on this checkbox here and route the line out to your headphones, you're not going to hear anything. So it's kind of a pain, but once you do this, then it's done. You don't have to mess with it anymore. But basically, the only reason this is running now is because I was recording earlier, and like I said, you have to have the software running to actually get full functionality out of the device. But yeah, so my battery is about to die. I'm going to go ahead and in this, I'm going to go ahead and tag on a quick demo, because I said I would do a demo of the unit working, and it's just going to be it's going to be minimally processed, no effects, just maybe inverting the phase on the bass drum, and everything else should be more or less dry. So hope you enjoy. Thanks.